Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back once again to JJ's PC Build. You know what it is, JJ with you once again, and you know it's time for graphics card nightmares right here on JJ's PC Builds. But before we get started, I wanted to announce to everybody I'm going to have a video on the new thumbnail maker that I'm using, so that way y'all understand. I'm making all new thumbnails now. The reason is because I feel that my thumbnails that I was making before wasn't good enough. So I want you all to understand that I'm making them even better now. Hopefully it'll give me better views, it'll get me more subscribers, and and so on. And if this is your first time watching the video, make sure you subscribe as well. And put a like on the video and hit your notification bell to make sure that you don't miss out on my next posting of videos or anything I do on the channel. Just let you know. But alrighty, let's jump into graphics card nightmares and go to the action screen. And that way we can get it all going on here. Let me turn this off really quick and turn this on really quick. There we go. We're already set up for it. And the reason why we're all set up for it is because I wanted to jump right into it. I didn't want to make it too long of a video. Let's go ahead and jump right into it and see what Amazon's got cooking this week. Well, it's a back and forth with the 580. Okay, the RX 580 is a back and forth thing. And the prices go down a little bit, go back up, go back down. It's basically, in an average, it's staying at $100. It says $95 here now, limited deal, but in an average over the several amounts of months, it's only been about $100. You know, is it a graphics card I would recommend? Probably, if you're doing it for a small child's computer, just to get them started. That would be good for that, just to let you know. The 4060 Ti 8GB XL or 8 for $389.99. Now, I'm going to say something really quick. The 50 series is coming around Q3 of this year to Q4. Okay, time is ticking for NVIDIA to get it together, so that way when they launch it, it'll be out there. But don't expect to get like the 5070 or the 5060 early. Look at it between on 2025 Q1 or Q2 would be around maybe March or June. I would say, just to estimate. This is just estimating right now, but yeah. If you don't want the 40 series, then wait for the 50 series. If you got a 30 series card, wait for the 50 series. See what they have to offer first, because once they put those offerings out there for the 50 series, you know the 40 series is going to start dropping in prices even more than it has been for the last month or so. So, but we'll find out in May how far the prices have dropped when we do a price comparisons in May. Remember, I'm doing it once a month on the price comparisons from April to May to see what kind of graph we're going to get out of that. So if we do it day by day by day by day, it could change. It could go up and down like a yo-yo. But the thing is this, if you're watching it daily on these graphics card prices, then, you can get a better idea of, okay, well, today the prices were this, but last month they were this. Okay, the prices are going to change this coming generation. I'm not saying if it's going to be good or bad. We don't know. But we know that NVIDIA is going to be using GDDR7 memory on their graphics cards. And AMD is still going to be stuck on GDDR6 or 6 Plus. We don't know. Okay. AMD's kind of up and down about it a little bit, but from what I'm hearing, that they're going to stick on that kind of memory, and NVIDIA is going to be moving up to the next gen memory. So kind of keep that in mind. When it comes to the pricing of things, look at the details of what they're trying to sell, so that way you don't misjudge what they're trying to sell. A lot of people were saying, oh, I'm going to run to AMD. I'm going to run to AMD for your graphics cards. But then find out a couple months later, guess what? They're running right back to NVIDIA again. And I'm still on the RTX 4070. I have not changed it. Even though that this is here, my friend's got this. And like I said, this one right here, I got. My friend likes this. I like this. I get a report every day on that graphics card over there. So that lets me know what time it is. 3060, 12 gigabytes, 15 gigabits per second, GDDR6, 192 bits for $290. Not too bad. I mean, that's if you want last gens. But do understand when you go last gen, you're not going to get this gen full capabilities unless the company unlocks it for last gen. Confusing thing is they say, well, we're going to unlock this for AMD does this. Oh, we're going to unlock it for last gen. Like we did for this gen. But what people don't understand is the chipsets that are in there are rated for that software. Now, when they go and build a new graphics card, it's built on a newer software. So you can't expect the newer software to work with older hardware because it wasn't designed like that. So keep that in mind. Okay, they're still pushing the 3060, and then the ratings over there on Steam, everybody's going for the 3060. Just to let you know where the ratings are standing, 6650 XT is not a bad card for $220. They did have it at about $250 last month, I think it was. Then they moved the prices down again. 4060 Ti still sitting at $390. Hasn't moved much. 1650, I can't recommend any GTX cards because NVIDIA done discontinued all the GTX cards off of their production lines. So don't forget your drink and snacks, by the way. I can't really recommend it. That's the reason why I keep telling everybody. I'm staying with this gen for recommendations and going to the next gen because I have a feeling that there's kind of a caveat to it and a twist. But if you're looking for a graphics card right away, the pricing for the last gen to this gen is kind of almost like the same kind of pricing. Okay, for what I mean is like this. If you go to get, let's say, a 3070 for like almost $500, or a 3080 for like almost $500-$600 used or brand new, you're going to be paying the same amount. You put $20 with it, and you can go get yourself a 4070 Super for that price and get better performance. So I can't really recommend last gen because of this little, like I said, caveat. I can't really recommend it. Is because the pricing of this gen is almost equivalent in an average to last gen. So it makes no sense for you to go buy last gen when you can stay up to date and get this gen, especially if you're coming from a 10 series card. Let's say you're coming from a 1660 Super and you got $600 to burn in your pocket, then go get yourself a 4070 Super. Or, pretty much. Go get yourself a 4070 Super. Or if you want to save yourself a little bit of cash and you just want rasterization, then get yourself a 7800 XT. That's below $500 now for a 7800 XT. I mean, but like these 3060s and stuff like that, I can't recommend these. I mean, we're just looking at the prices. I mean, look at the price that they're putting for this 3060 Ventus 2. Okay, look at the 4060. Look at the pricing. Exactly the same pricing. These two are priced exactly the same. Why is that? The 4060 is definitely going to beat out the 3060. So I can't. And the difference is the RAM. 3060's got 12 gigabytes of RAM. And the 4060's got 8 gigabytes of RAM. But performance-wise, the 4060 is going to be better than the 3060. So, gotta think about this. GTX 1660 Super, look at this. Almost $200. I mean, even if you put another $300 to it, you can go get yourself a 7800 XT. I mean, 4070 Ti Super. Let's say you got $800 in your pocket. Boom, you're done. Or if you got $900 in your pocket, go get yourself the 4080 Super. I mean, it's common sense. Why spend? Why spend? If you're gonna get the biggest and the best, then just go for the biggest and the best. Save a couple extra dollars. Go for the biggest and best, and be done for the next couple generations. That's up to you. I mean, me, I'm stuck on the 4070 until we get up to the 60 series. Till we get up to the 60 series in NVIDIA, maybe. So, but like I told you all, I still have another computer I got to build. I'm going to be working on getting all the parts for that, and in time we'll tell. Look at this, 6600 for $200. Why don't you spend 20 more bucks and go get the 6650 XT? That's faster than the 6600. I mean, they got price jumping on price and jumping on price. I mean, for an extra $100, you can get this right here. I mean, 7600 XT with 16 gigabytes of VRAM right here. That's going to be a little bit faster than the 3060. For how much? $30 more. You get 16 gigabytes of VRAM for $30 more. Come on, guys. All right, let's go to Newegg. See what's cooking at Newegg. Let's see. They got 3060. Like I said, they're pushing 3060s like crazy. Look at this. 3070 Ti, 8 gigabyte, 569. What's faster than that? What's faster than that? Come on. If you're going to spend $569, you might as well put 40 more bucks with it and get yourself a 4070 Super. Point proven right here. So you can get, 7800 XT. Look at this. It's way faster than a 3070 Ti. And that's $539. I mean, proof's in the pudding. 7900 XT is $800. Look at this, 7900 XTX. They're still pushing $1,000 on that. That's crazy. When you can get, look at that, 7900 XT, 7900 XT, 20 gigabytes of VRAM, $705. Wow. Look at that. $100 more than a 4070 Super. A little bit faster too. 6800 core, 374, 375. What's faster than the 6800? Come on. It's common sense. I mean, $699. This is $700 right here. I mean, if you're going to go big or go home. That's the way I always looked at it. $2,000? No. 4070 Super, $669. You can get them cheaper than this. So don't think you can't. 6500 XT, would not touch it. 7900 XT, not a bad price for $7. Refurbished. Yeah. I don't think y'all want that. So 4090, nope, still high price. 7800 XT, below $500 right there. Look at this, 7800 XT, 7800 XT. This one right here, probably a better deal. But this has got a gift card of $30 right here. Promotional, right here, $30. So that means that'll knock it down to $549. 4070 Ti, $923. Wow, that's expensive. Expensive. 7600 XT, $349. 4080 Super, $1,500. Newegg don't seem like their prices. Some of their prices are good. Some of their prices are bad. It's like a 4070 is $579. Prices last month were way lower on the 4070. This month it looks like the price went up a little bit. 4060, nah. 4070 Super, $651. 4060, 4070 is $549. So, I mean, you do your diligence. 3050, I wouldn't touch it. Refurbished, 3080 Ti, $549. Okay, guys, think about this. You go up here 4070, 549. You go up here 3080 Ti, 549. I mean, which one's going to be faster? The 4070. Come on. Look at this. Look at this. 554. I mean, not bad. 7800 XT, 499, 500 bucks. Let's move on down the road. Yeah, 4090s are still too expensive. When it gets closer time, let's hope that the price of the 4090 starts dropping when the 5090 gets closer to existence. So let's go ahead and go over there to Micro Center. And this is the stuff that they can ship to you. Let's see. 4070 Super, 639. 4060, that's 4070 Super. 4070 Super, no. I mean, nothing's really changed since last week when it comes to their pricing. I mean, 439 for a 7700 XT, that's not too bad. That is not too bad. That is not too bad. 4060 Ti, 8 gigabyte, 409. Now, when you can go up here and get this for 439, and you know that's got 12 gigabytes of VRAM. So, and that's pretty much all for that. Let's see what they got in store, and then we'll finalize this and be done. See, 4090, 18. No, it's not too bad. Always remember, too, you can always see if they got open boxes and if they got a discounted open box price. I mean, shoot. If they got a product that comes back and they test it and it's all good and they resell it to you for an open box price for lower, like a couple $100 lower, hell yeah. I would go that route any day. 4080 Super, I can see them because they're doing in-store and they got to pay their employees and everything else. That $100 I can see, being tacked up on there because they're doing the 4080 Super at $999, $1,000, so they tacked $100 onto it. I can see because they got to pay their employees. I mean, that's reasonable. It is reasonable. Okay. Supreme, no. TI, no. 90, no. 4080 Super, no. 4070 Ti, no. You can get it cheaper. 4080 Super, right there. Look at that. Look at that. $999. Well, that's because it says gigabyte too. No, never mind. Sorry, gigabyte. I heard too many horror stories on gigabyte, so I run an Asus. Right here it says Asus. So, and never had a problem. And this has been going a year plus. So, we're still rolling it. So, everybody that wants to sit there and talk crap about Asus, you're wrong. I'm going to tell you. And hey, you can call me out anytime you want. All the products that I run in my PC are an Asus motherboard, Asus graphics card. Never, ever had a problem. AMD processor, Corsair RAM, and Crucial hard drive. Never had a problem. Never have any glitching, crashes, nada. So, everybody can talk their crap all they want about Asus. I haven't seen nothing yet on Asus that makes me believe that they're a bad company. I believe they're a great company. It's just everybody's looking at, they get mad at Asus for their faults when it comes to, setting up the product correctly and everything else. It's like if you know nothing about computers and you go to buy the motherboards and everything else and you put it all together and then you say to yourself, well, how come this isn't working correctly? Well, first, because if you get an overclocking motherboard, overclocking processor, overclocking everything, you first have to learn how to set up the BIOS. So that way it runs correctly with the CPU. And some people, they forget to put the paste on the heat sink for the CPU cooler. Some people do that and they burn up the processor and then turn around and say, oh, the motherboard burned it up. I have yet to see that. I have yet to see that. Other reviewers maybe pull that little trick because they left the cooler off of the processor and just let it burn. Really? Come on. That's crap. Me, I run a 240 millimeter processor on a undervolted processor, which it gives me better performance. Everybody can overclock and overvolt their processors, but yours is going to degrade faster than mine. I'll put it to you like that. 599.47. Not bad. MSRP right there. I'll tell you, Micro Center's got a couple of MSRPs graphics cards. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. So, I mean, all in all, 4080 Super right here, Zotac. You know, PNY right there. Hellhound, look at right there. 7900 GRE Hellhound. That doesn't look too bad. 4070 Ti, that's pretty much around the same amount. 4070 Ti Super. See, that's the thing. You got a Ti and you got a Ti Super. I would go for the Ti Super because it's faster than the Ti. Just to give you that heads up. 7900 XTX, 7900 XTX, 4060 Steel Legend, 569. Look at that. ASRock Steel Legend, 569 right there. Not a bad price. 7900 GRE, 549. Gigabyte's really pushing it this month. I guess because all the bad press they're getting about their products, that people are not really buying them that much now. Some do buy it, some do like Gigabyte. I'm not knocking Gigabyte, but there are a lot of horror stories that I hear from technicians about Gigabyte. So it kind of is what it is, and then that's all it is. Pretty much, prices look like they're pretty much set stable in 4060 Ti Tough, 414, 8 gigabytes. I would like to see that at 16 gigabytes. That would be nice. The 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes at that price, that would be nice. 4070, they're pretty much sitting right at the same pricing. So 7900 XT, you can get it cheaper on Amazon. So yeah. Okay, now let's go back to the main screen. My 2 cents on this whole thing. Micro Center had some good deals, some that were sitting at MSRP, some that were, one or two that were sitting a little bit below MSRP, but pretty much everything was sitting stalemate as last week. Newegg never changes. They always mark up their prices. They had one or two that were below MSRP on their pricing, but pretty much it's, one rebate in a blue moon. Amazon, on the other hand, didn't showcase much when it comes to this generation. It seems Amazon and Newegg seems to be pushing the 3060 12 gigabyte for some reason. They want to sell that card, so that means they're trying to run it out of stock, but it ain't selling. People are not buying them. You got to remember, the 10 series, 20 series, 30 series cards for NVIDIA, people are not going to be buying them anymore when they see the price of the 40 series being just at the same price as the 30 series, but you get better performance with the 40 series than you do the 30 series, or the 20 series, or the 10 series. So basically, you get better performance with the 40 series, doesn't matter which one it is. You can, your 4070, 4070 Ti, your 4070 Super, your 4070 Ti Super, your 4080, your 4080 Super, and your 4090. Those are your lineups for the 40 series. Or you want to go the 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes, or you want to go the 4060 Ti 8 gigabytes, or you want to go the 4060 8 gigabytes. That's the complete lineup. But if you don't want ray tracing, more ray tracing than rasterization, that's NVIDIA. More ray tracing than rasterization, that's NVIDIA. Now with AMD is more rasterization than they are ray tracing. So that's a flip on a different boat. If you're into rasterization, then just stick with AMD. If you're just for plain gaming, you don't want to do anything else, you don't do creator work or nothing else, then stick with AMD. But if you do creator work and you want to do ray traced games and stuff like that, then go with NVIDIA. So it's not hard to pick which side to do, but if you're going to spend $600 and you want rasterization, then go with the 7800 XT. If you want ray tracing, but you got $600 to spend, then go with the 4070 Super. Or save up another $100 and go with a 4070 Ti Super or 4070 Ti, something like that. Or if you do save an extra 100, but you want all rasterization, then go with the 7900 GRE for $549. So pick what you want. Look at what kind of games you play and what you're going to be playing in the future. So you pick out from there what you want to choose. If you want to choose more rasterization or more ray tracing. Let's say 2 years down the road, you decide, hey, I want to become a YouTube creator. But you stuck yourself with an AMD card, which is only going to give you so much when it comes to content creating. So there is another caveat to this. If you do buy an AMD card and you want to do content creator work, then make sure that if you do that, make sure your processor, your CPU processor, is top of the line. There's a reason why I say this. Because when you get OBS Studios, you can go two ways. One, you can go AV1 encoding for, let's say, NVIDIA or AMD. But AMD, it doesn't work so well. I've been hearing a lot of people say it doesn't work so well. But NVIDIA, it works better. But say you're stuck with an AMD card. Let's say the 7900 GRE. So you turn around, you say, okay, well, if I'm going to get the 7900 GRE, I might as well set myself up for the future and go get yourself an 8700G and set yourself up for neural processing unit. Get an 8000 series processor, which I say the 8700G, or wait for the 9000 series, to where you can get one without the integrated graphics built onto the processor. You can do that too. Wait for the 9000 series. And then incorporate the two. And then when you do content creator work, you can use the processor. You can use the processor on an H.264 and run your content creating off of your processor, your CPU processor, instead of your graphics card. If you're not getting better performance off your graphics card, then use your CPU processor. It's a little bit slower, but, it's how you want to use. You got two options. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So, me, I like having the two options. So, I use my NVIDIA RTX 4070 for my content creating. It does great for content creating. I don't have a problem with it. And also, too, sometimes I'll switch it to my CPU processor, which is the 5700X, which is a little bit slower on processing, but it still keeps up for what I got to do. So I'm pretty much happy with that. But anyway, that's just to give you an idea. And this is the one thing I'm going to mention to you, if you have a decent graphics card right now, but you're waiting for the next best thing, start saving for it. Because next generation AMD, next generation NVIDIA could be your next big thing. Looking towards the future, beyond the next generation coming up, this generation wasn't great. Next generation should be great. The generation after that's not going to be so great. And then the generation after that is going to be great. You see the cycles. So if you're seeing the cycles, then you'll know what's going to be great and what's not going to be great. So from what I'm foreseeing is the next generation is going to be great for NVIDIA, but it's not going to be so great for AMD. AMD might have pulled ahead a little bit on this generation, but next generation, it looks like they're not going to pull ahead like you think. Everybody's going to switch over to NVIDIA. Guarantee it's going to happen because they're going to look at the Blackwell series and they're going to say, well, hell, they got the GDDR7. And AMD is still stuck on GDDR6 for their next generation. I kind of think about it, you know. But like I said, the mix I'm looking forward to when it comes to my CPU processor, I'm looking at the 9000 series for AMD. I'm not looking towards Intel. I'm looking towards AMD. When it comes to the graphics cards, I'm looking towards NVIDIA. So I'm just saying, for what I've seen and everything else, that's the way I'm staying for right now. This is the course I'm staying right now. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, let's not make this a long video. But if this is your first time here, no, we're not going to do that just yet. We're going to remind you, if you want to see your graphics card showcased on Graphics Card Nightmares, all you got to do is leave a comment, say, hey, can you showcase my graphics card for next week? Leave the name of the graphics card, and we'll highlight your name with the name of the graphics card. Simple as that. And then we'll showcase it for next week. But anyway, let's get to the end now. And if you made it to the end, if this is your first time here, or if you've already subscribed, just subscribe. Well, you've already subscribed. See, I'm confusing, ain't it? No, I'm just kidding. All right. First time here, subscribe. Put a like on the video. Would be appreciated. And hit that notification bell so you know when I post the next video. Until the next time in the next video, everybody, this is JJ on JJ's PC Builds. We will see you on the next one. And don't forget to put a comment also, too, about my new thumbnails. I would appreciate it. Let me know what you think about them and see what direction I can go. So help me out in that aspect, and we'll see you all on the next one.